In today's video, I'm going to show you how to knit a scarf design that I am calling the Summer Sunset Scarf. This is a great pattern for those of you who are slightly newer to knitting, want to knit a project that you can gift to somebody, but don't feel ready to tackle something that is a little bit more complex in nature or bigger like a blanket. It's just a 2-row repeat on the pattern, and if you use a variegated yarn like I did, that does all the work for you and it makes it look just so much more complex than the pattern actually is. To knit a scarf like my sample scarf here, which is about 25 centimeters wide and 190 centimeters long, you're going to want 300 grams of double knit yarn. I use James Zebra Emotions DK. That comes in 150 gram balls, and I used about 1.5 balls of it, but I could have used more if I wanted to go longer. I use the shade Moods, but there are so many beautiful shades in this yarn range and it is incredibly soft to work with, so it's just a really lovely yarn. You're also going to need a set of 4mm knitting needles. You can use circular needles like I do, but this pattern will also work on straight needles because it's not too wide. And then you're going to need your staples like embroidery scissors and tapestry needles, just for sorting out all the odds and ends once you finish your project. The pattern multiple for this scarf is 6 plus 1, and all that means is that you need to cast on initially a number that is a multiple of 6, for instance 24, and then you're going to add 1 extra stitch to that number to make it 25, for instance. In the case of my scarf, I cast on a total of 49 stitches, so that was initially 48 stitches and a multiple of 6, and then I added that 1 extra stitch on. For this tutorial, I'm just going to cast on a small sample of 25 stitches. I'm going to use my preferred cast on method of the long tail cast on, but if you have a cast on method that you prefer to use, please feel free to use it. As this pattern is just a 2-row repeat, it's nice and easy to get to grips with. Whenever you work a row 1 on your scarf, that is going to be a wrong side row. So as your scarf grows, you'll have the wrong side of your work facing up at you. You want to start row 1 by knitting 6 stitches. Now you're going to jump into a 6-stitch repeat that you're going to work along your row until 1 stitch before the end of the row, and that repeat goes as follows. You are going to purl 1 stitch and then knit 5 stitches. And you're going to repeat that combination of purl 1, knit 5 all the way along until 1 stitch before the end of the row, and that should happen after you've worked a knit 5. This final stitch of the row is our selvage stitch, and we're going to work that slightly differently to give us those really nice neat edges up the long edges of our scarf. The technique we're going to use is to slip 1 stitch purlwise with the yarn in front. So the first thing that you want to do with this technique is to get your working yarn to the front of your work. I do that by just holding the working yarn with my right hand needle because I'm a continental knitter, but if you feel more comfortable pulling that working yarn to the front of your work and leaving it there, that's perfectly fine too. Once you've got your working yarn to the front of your work in your preferred way, you are going to get this right hand needle and pop it into that last stitch from right through to left, so as if you were going into the stitch to purl. Slide it firmly onto that right hand needle, and once it's there, you can remove your left hand needle. If, like me, you have held your working yarn, you want to make sure that you lift it so that it's very definitely at the front of your work, because if you don't and you turn and start knitting, you're going to accidentally increase by 1 stitch. The second row of our repeat is even easier than the first. Every stitch, with the exception of that final stitch of the row, is a knit stitch. So you're going to knit your way across your row, knitting every single stitch, and then when you get to that final stitch in the row, once again you are going to slip that stitch purlwise with the yarn in front to maintain those beautiful neat edges up the long sides of your scarf. As it is such a short repeat, I'll just go over those 2 repeat rows once more for you. So for row 1, you are going to start by knitting the first 6 stitches. Then you're going to jump into a 6-stitch repeat that you're going to work along your row until 1 stitch before the end of your row. That's when you've got 1 stitch left to work on your left hand needle. That 6-stitch repeat goes as follows. You are going to purl 1 stitch and then knit 5. And you're going to work that all the way along your row, working purl 1, knit 5 until you have 1 stitch left in the row, and that should be after you have worked a knit 5. Then last but not least, the final stitch in the row, you are going to slip purlwise with the yarn in front. Row 2, quite simply, you are going to knit all the way along your row. You're going to knit every single stitch in the row with the exception of the final stitch in the row, and we are going to work that in the manner we work our selvage stitch, and we are going to slip it purlwise with the yarn in front. So these 2 rows make up the pattern repeat for your scarf. You are now going to repeat these 2 rows over and over until your scarf is the length that you want it to be. My sample scarf is about 190 centimeters long, but you can make your scarf any size that you want. Once you're ready to cast off, you want to work a row 1 once more, and then we are going to cast off knitwise during a row 2. I'll make my sample scarf here just a tiny bit bigger, and then I'll come back and talk you through how we cast off our work and get it from a work in progress on our needles to something that is off the needles and ready to wear. I have a separate video that goes over the knitted cast off in beginner friendly steps, so I'll link it for those of you who are new to this technique now. But for this video, I'm just going to go over the first few stitches and then leave you to carry on by yourself. To start your cast off, you are going to knit the first 2 stitches. You want to make sure that you keep these nice and loose, because if they're too tight, your scarf is going to pull in and it won't lay nice and flat. Once you've knitted those first 2 stitches, you're going to grab your left hand needle and pop it into the first stitch you worked from left through to right. Then use that left hand needle to lift the stitch up over the other stitch and then completely off that right hand needle, and you will go from 2 stitches on this needle down to 1. Then you're going to knit 1 more stitch so that you go back up to 2 stitches on your right hand needle, and then repeat that process again. Pop your needle in from left to right and then use it to lift that stitch up and over the other stitch and completely off the right hand needle. And you're going to repeat that process of knitting 1 and lifting 1 all the way across your row until you have no stitches left on this left hand needle and just 1 stitch left on this right hand needle. And that is where I will rejoin you. When you reach this point, you can break your yarn. Make sure to leave yourself a nice tail to sew in those ends with. And then one final thing that I do just to secure this last stitch is I pull up on that final stitch to make it bigger. At this point you can get rid of your knitting needles, we don't need those anymore. Then pop your finger and thumb through the loop, grab your yarn tail and pull it all the way through the loop. Then just hold tight and pull to tighten that stitch, and then once you sew your ends in, you have a really nice neat corner on your scarf. Just a couple of final bits and bobs before I leave you to your knitting. I often get asked if a pattern is reversible, and although with this scarf the pattern on each side is not the same, so it's not traditional in the reversible sense, if I flip it over and show you the reverse side, you can see that you get a really nice texture on that side too. It's different, but it could totally still be worn as a scarf with this side facing out as well. For those of you who prefer to have written instructions to work along to, as always I have a free version of this pattern on my blog, and if you prefer to have something to print and take away with you, then there is a link there as well for an ad-free PDF that you can buy for a small fee. Last but not least, if you've caught the scarf knitting bug, I'm going to leave you with another little bit of inspiration that you might like to try as well, and I will see you for another video soon.